Here is the story of how my father inspired one of the best books of the year. Making his world premiere on The Word According to Karp is the original Karp, my father, Donald Karp, a lawyer, former chairman and CEO of Broad National Bank, and the person most responsible for making me interested in journalism and nonfiction books, especially books by Bob Woodward. Now, Dad, I believe that you invited Bob Woodward to an event. I grew up seeing you reading his books every time Bob Woodward brought out a new book. What did you think of Bob Woodward?
Oh, I think he's quite a guy, great reporter and writer. I've always enjoyed reading him.
I remember you bought The Brethren, his book on the Supreme Court. We both read that and we loved that. You bought All the President's Men. You read all the Trump books, which we just published. Which one was your favorite?
Well, I think All the President's Men is my favorite and has been for a long time. It's really like a novel, but it has a great story. I enjoyed it. All right.
So when I was growing up, you were fascinated by Watergate. Why?
Well, I saw myself in a way, something like John Dean in a way. He just didn't want to get rolled over by anybody, and he knew what he wanted to say. My other tie with Watergate was Peter Rodino, Congressman Peter Rodino. He was the person who appointed me as a page in the U.S. House of Representatives when I was 15 years old, and I served there for 2 years. I was at Eisenhower's inauguration.
Well, a lot of this is recounted in a new book that was just published by Avid Reader Press called Watergate. And it was written by Garrett Graff. It became an immediate New York Times bestseller. You actually helped inspire this book because when I was growing up, I saw you watching all of the Watergate hearings. I saw you reading all the Watergate books. They're still actually on our bookshelf at home, all lined up. And I thought, why doesn't somebody put together everything that was said by all of the participants in Watergate, because they all wrote memoirs, many of them published by Simon & Schuster. And if somebody put all of those books together and figured out what everybody was thinking, it would be a really compelling book. And so I gave you a copy of Watergate by Garrett Graff. Tell me what you thought of it.
Well, I thought it was very good, and I've read just about all of it. I'm almost down to the list, 100 pages. I think the footnotes were almost as good as the book itself, because he really did quite a job of analyzing and researching the book.
Well, one of my favorite characters was actually Peter Rodino, and there's a wonderful scene in the book where at the very end, Rodino is on the same plane as Richard Nixon, and somehow Richard Nixon gets Rodino's usual seat. And Rodino says, well, I guess it makes sense because after all, I took his seat away from him. He should take my seat away from me. That was really amazing. We have a new anniversary edition of All the President's Men coming out this June. It's the 50th anniversary edition. Dad, it will come out on your 60th wedding anniversary. So I'm planning on giving you the 50th anniversary edition of All the President's Men as both a Father's Day gift and an anniversary gift, because that's how great that book is. So happy Father's Day. You're a great dad. And I appreciate everything that you have done for me and my literary life.
Oh, thank you, John. I appreciate that. You can give one copy of the book to your mother, too.
Okay, I will do that. And that is The Word According to both Karps.